Hello. Hey all. How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can watch the stream, and also let me know if you can hear me. Hey Gabe, hi. Welcome to the stream. I started doing something, calling it cyberpunk, something hard surface. But yeah, it didn't go anywhere, so this stream I think I'll struggle a lot. Could make this look better obviously, but this is a good start, hopefully. I don't think so I can explain much in this one because it's the same things repeated again and again, but yeah, I'll try to explain whatever I learned whatever I learned new this time. That should be interesting. So yeah, I'll keep this aside, but then I'll start again, okay? Oh yeah, I added music. Can you guys hear that? If it's if it's more louder than my voice, let me know, I'll decrease it. So I will start over here. Just so we're clear, this is after a long experimenting. Like, if I want to cut something in an angle, I did a little bit of math for this one. Hopefully I can explain it better for you guys. So let's see. So for example, we have, okay, let's bring up this one. So when we look into the rendered view, we have this. I converted the texture coordinates, the generated coordinates to object coordinates. Oh, thank you, Samuel. Oh, Sam. Oh, I kind of forget that it's your name. Welcome. And basically, if I have an, what can I say? I'm not really sure if I have a vector. If you want gradient along this vector, we can use dot product. So it's in the vector math. Let's change this to dot product. So you might not see much happening, but then when you change here, you can see that basically, let's go to the front view. Let's change this to 1 on 1. Okay, let's go to the z-axis because, so 1 is basically along the x-axis, right? So that's exactly what's happening. So when you change the z to 1, you can basically see it is like about 40 degrees, 45 degrees, pointing towards 1 on 1. So this is 1 on 1, right? If this is the origin, this is 1 on 1. So this vector is 1, 1, which goes in this direction. So the gradient also flows in the same direction. Yeah. So we can do the math here now. We can map range it. Like, you can come down and you can mask out this black part. And that's exactly what I did, I feel. Yeah. So now let's add a vector math node. Let's scale this, but in which direction? I want to push this in the direction of the same vector. So we need this vector, right? So what I can do is I can use a combine xyz node, set this over there and change this to 1 on 1 and use the same vector as our direction. Let's see how this looks with displacement. Obviously there are some things which you have to keep in mind. I think it should go from 1 to 0. Not really sure. Is that how it works? A lot of experimentation. Okay, let me get this one down. What? Wait, what? Oh, okay, I changed the whole thing. So I have to scale it, but then there's some other things which I have to keep in mind. So for example, let's take a value node and keep the x here or 0.5. Let's also change the max to 0.5. Hopefully that's how it works. Is that how it works? What am I missing? Okay, I did the dot product. Let's see. Let's check with this displacement. So that's exactly what I did, right? Okay, normalize doesn't really matter because it's just going to change it. So I have the direction, like, and then I map ranged it to this particular region. Okay, I kind of inverted it. Okay, let's see. And I multiplied with -1 so that it's inverted. Okay. And then I scaled it about the same direction. So let's see why I inverted it. So let's change. Let's multiply the whole thing with -1. Okay. Except this has to be negative as well. I don't know. Why is this not working? Let's check this displacement over there. Yeah, this works pretty fine. 1 to 0. Okay, 1 to the max. Did you change anything wrong? Kinda broken. Let's do this slowly one more time. As I told, this one is completely experimental. Okay, right now this is not. Let's not clamp it here. Let's multiply this by -1. And let's clamp this one. Yes, I got it. So if I clamp it here, I'm actually like, because it's previously clamped, all the negative values will become 0. So when I multiply with -1, nothing actually happens. So instead of that, I have to do the whole thing, use the negative values previously and then clamp it. This clamp, oh my god. Why does this clamp? Hates me. Okay, now as you can see, it's all perfectly nice, flattened. So what I wanted to do was something related like a sci-fi drone or something, but not really sure how it's gonna be. So let's see. Okay, the music is kinda weird. Let's change this. Yes. Next up, so this technique is pretty neat and nice, so I might use the same things again and again. So if you want to change the direction, all you have to do is like change it here, like there you go. Maybe let's normalize this because everything will be within the range of 0 and 1, so I'll only get the direction. Where did that go? Okay, here it is. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, here it is. Yes, got it. Oh, where is it previously? Here, not there. This should work fine. 3, 7. Okay. I kind of have to keep it between 1 and 0 because if I go overboard, this is kind of moving away. And yeah, I can basically change the direction in any direction, as you can see there. And the cut will be in that direction. Yes, makes sense. Okay, now let's start doing some vector math. So let's use the same scale function. And let's change this to length and get the circles. Before that, let's neglect one of the axes. So which is the front view? So this is the front view. So I want like two eyes in front of these two things, like not eyes exactly, what can I say, like one huge eye which resembles you know, how can I say, like a camera or something. Yeah. So if I change this to 1 and this one to 1, basically I'm neglecting the y-axis, or like y-axis, I'll get something like this. I can use this one, subtract some value to basically make this mask. Let's invert it, so I'll get the whites over there. Let's add a value node and a divide node, are pretty much the same thing which I do in every single stream. So yeah, so now I have like an eye which I can extrude in any direction. Which direction should I extrude this? Let's do this in the y direction. I mean, yeah, is that? Yeah. Let's use a combine XYZ node, plug it in the x direction first, and plug this to the displacement. See where this goes. Yeah, I have to clamp it every time I forget this. Yeah. So yeah, it's doing in the wrong direction. So let's do this in the y direction. There we go. As you can see again, I don't want this to happen in the opposite direction, which it's happening. So I kinda want to neglect the other side. To do that, I can use a max 0 and multiply the whole thing with -1. Now, okay, not max 0. I think what I have to do here is separate the XYZs and use this function called greater than to make a mask along the direction of this particular extrusion, which is y. Take a math node, change this to greater than. I think it's less than here because I want the other side. So let's do this. So basically from there, let's say 0. So if I multiply this with this one, so there you go, the other side is neglected. Except let's actually do this in the opposite direction, so it moves inside, so it looks like eye which is protruding out, whatever. So oh, by the way guys, the whole stream is going to be like me fiddling around and thinking. So if you have any kind of doubts, you can ask me, so I'll try to help out, or else we have Gabe here and we have Sam, they can also help you out. So let's decrease the strength to about there, little like 0.3 I guess. No, I want to do a boundary like around this thing so that I can extrude it in and out. So to do that, what we could do is you can use the same things, except I want the same radius, so let's rename this to I radius. Nice. So let's duplicate, first let's make a frame, Let's call this eye. And also I want to make something like a bump inside it which comes in, you know, and maybe a little more animations. No idea, but yeah, let's see. Anything can happen. And also I really need to maintain the normals. So if at all, sometimes I might get some normal issues. Let's see. So how's everyone doing? So this is the eye, and Ctrl Shift D. I duplicate the whole thing, which is good. Except I'll remove this multiply node, the divide node, and I'll do an absolute here. So I'll get this. Next up, I can do a subtraction from a larger value and use another radius here. This is not eye radius, like eye boundary radius. So let's change this. Okay, plug it there, and then let's divide this one instead. Divide with this one. So now I can basically specify the boundary, and as you know, I don't like, if I look at the front view, I don't want the boundary to stick to the eye, so I'll increase the radius just a bit more, like about this value plus this value. So eye radius, which is basically the same, plus the eye boundary radius is going to be our outwards, right? So let me delete this one here. Let's add a math node, and let's connect the eye radius and eye boundary radius. Let's plug it there. So now this one will perfectly line up, hopefully. Like, let's see. There you go. It perfectly lines up, which is good. Hey Kate. Oh, hey there, Syncretic. Oh yeah, I use clamping similarly with my previous structure, and you might also need the alpha mask it. Yeah, I might do that, Gabe. I'm not really sure. Oh, thank you, Syncretic. The music is kind of chilling. So basically, now I got the eye right. So let's do that. Let's look into the displacement. So what I should do now is basically pull this front. So I can do two things here. So cause you know, right now I didn't clamp it. I can clamp it over there, which is fine. So there is no negative values now, and I can just add them together. So I have this and I have this, except I might have to, like, you know, cause this is going to get pulled in now, like just like I said. There you go. I might have to multiply this by -1. Now it will extrude outwards, and obviously this is a lot, so let's add another math node and multiply this by, oh yeah, I like this bit a lot. You can find this music in my old streams. Not streams, old videos, which are kind of private right now because it's been long. So eye boundary radius can be the same, and eye radius. If I increase eye radius, automatically the eye boundary radius will be the same, except okay, let's see. Let's look at this one. Look at this. As I told, it's continuing over there, so it's going to like maintain it. So if I change this to 0.25, you can still see it's maintaining. That's exactly what I meant. Maybe like I can do a little bit more addition, but I don't think so. I think it's fine. Hey Philippines. So yeah, this is kind of nice. So I might do some other stuff here, like for example, because you know I have the things. So what I could do here is, let's just multiply this here. Oh, let's remove this one. So I still have the same thing, which is good. Let's change this to 0.025. Yeah. And now before that, let's put an RGB curve. Now you can shape this one like if you want like a rounded one or anything. Just there you go. That's looking good. Wow, I didn't expect this to look this good. Yeah, this is a nice one. Okay, my viewport is lagging a lot. That's good. So let's look into performances. Performance right now it's at 64 pixels. Let's change this to 1024, or else 512 is fine. Let's look at this one now. Okay, almost real time. Yeah. Oh, Philippines, I started Blender on June 12th, 2019. So it's been about 1 year, 3-4 months, basically. Oh, Syncretic, I'm trying to make a drone for today's prompt. Like not exactly a drone, something sci-fi-ish, cyberpunk-ish. So I'm trying to make an eye. And maybe add some wings or like, you know, some other cool fancy stuff to this. Yeah, just experimenting. Basically anything futuristic is cyberpunk, I guess. I mean, that's what I told myself, so I can make things easier for me, which is not what ideally I should be doing. Anyway, let's look at this one. Yeah, and what else can we do? Let's do some extrusions as well, like in other directions. Before that, let's also add like a little small eye over there. Let's not touch this. I might use this one, but depends. Okay, so let's keep this in a different frame. Let's call this testing. Oh, by the way, guys, for the people who came just now, I did a bit already, like here. So this is what it was like, not this. I mean, I started doing some stuff just for experimenting if these things work out or not. So yeah. It didn't turn out like, I mean, obviously I just wanted to see if I can get these things and these things without any like, what can I say, what is it called, mesh issues, and it did. So that's kind of nice. Oh yeah, Syncretic, but exposed wires. Oh my god, that's so hard. But yeah, I could try, like not make it look exactly like wires, but I can fake them using bump, I guess. Yeah, let's see. It depends anyway. And the problem with my stream is it's 60 FPS, so which is good, but kinda might lag. If at all, if there's any lag, just let me know. Anyway, so I can call this eye border F2. And also yesterday I didn't stream because I was not feeling fine, but I tried making this. I think it's day 14, right? What do you call it? Yeah, scales. Like I had so many iterations of this, like, you know, this one, and it's kind of animated. Yeah. So this is one, and I had the same thing, like, you know, the same output, but using less number of nodes, just to see if things work fine or not. But yeah, I did, which is good. And I also tried making this one. Oh, by the way, because I didn't stream it, I record the whole process. So So it kind of, I mean, I'm gonna post it anyway. I was just looking at the chat. And yeah, let's see. And recently I made these scales, like dragon scales. Like after the whole experiment, I thought maybe I should try something else. And these are like more interesting because you can basically like change the scale profile here, like how much ever you want. So if at all, if you want a tutorial on how to make this, yeah, I might do that later. But yeah, as you can see, these are like kind of hard to make, but then yeah, it's pretty easy if you understand the technique behind it. So yeah, for example, if I want to make the previous one, I think all I have to do is basically make this into a circle. Yeah, there we go, almost there. Yeah, that's it. So if I add displacement and drag this in one single direction, I think that'll look like dragon scales. Anyway, let's get back to the drone. Don't say. Yeah, let's look at this one now. Let's close this. So cause now I want the same location and everything, so I'll duplicate the whole node setup right there. I can call this one into eye socket. And this one into eye. Yeah, this one as eye. So let's look at this one. Eye, cause it's at 0.25 here. Let's change this to 0.1. Oh, that's too small. 1.5 probably. Yeah. Except this time I'm going to extrude this in the opposite direction, which is fine. So let's add. Okay, it went in the same in the inverse direction, but then I don't want that, so let's multiply this with -1. And yeah, now it came front. So as you can see, the profile looks kinda cone-ish, like looks like a cone. So what you could do is you can add another RGB curve before the multiply node, and you can change the profile like this. Okay, I think because I'm multiplying this by 0.3 here, so let's do that there and put that here, change this to negative, and we can get rid of this direction. There you go. This is not perfect, but yeah, we can try like changing, like decreasing the strength here and all the other stuff. Why is this like clipping over there? Okay. Hey, Decoded Rob. How are you? So let's try to do some, I don't know what's happening. Gabe, if you're here, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Let's do the opposite direction. That seems fine. When I multiply it with this, it is fine. Maybe it's somewhere with the, okay, the divide node is fine. Did I add it? Okay, I added it. I think I should do a maximum. Yes. Maximum would actually do that. Because this is in the opposite direction. Okay, let's not do that. Let's add it separately. So let's do this combine XYZ over there. And then let's mask it out and then try to add it. Oh, Gabe, the problem was, right now at this particular location, when you look at it, it also has some values. So when I added this one, the values are getting overlapped, and then the pointiness right there is still appearing. So I need to tackle that. So for that, what I could do is add another compose XYZ node and mask this area out using a math. Let's take a greater than 0 or something. Yeah, and then take a mix RGB node, put it there. I'm not really sure if I should be using greater than because that gives us mesh artifacts, but whatever. Let's see. And obviously, what can I say? This greater than and this mix. It's gonna get a little messy. I don't know, I should be using this technique. There you go. That's the issue. So it's happening in all three directions. So let's add a combine XYZ before that. Change this along Y direction. There you go. As you can see, as I told, there are mesh artifacts. We can use map ranges instead of using greater than, which is ideal. Yeah, Gabe, yours was amazing. So map range, where's the map range? You can get this down, or else you can bring this down here as well. Is that how it works? Maybe increase it, unclamp it. Yeah, maybe not too much. Let's go about 2. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's look at the displacement now. And let's decrease this to like 0.1. It shouldn't be too much. It should be a really subtle effect. So let's go even down, I guess. What if it's at 0? Yeah. This is kind of weird. I think I should not be doing that. Not there. Maybe. Wait, did this just happen? Like before it was along the X direction. So, and why didn't the displacement go along X? There you go. Weird. This is proper weirdness, no doubt. I plug the displacement along the X direction. I can't see any displacement. Okay, that's because it's, yeah, it was 0. Let's go negative. I think it's fine. I'll just keep it like that. Like, a little bit more extra. But that doesn't look like an eye. That's the problem. Anyway, let's continue. I'm just wasting time. What can I do now? Let's go to the front view. Let's draw some marks. What I want to do is I want to like let's plug this front. Do something like these cuts, but not exactly at the center. Maybe a little there and there. How can I say? Not there. There. Yeah. So they look kind of similar. Let's see if I can do that. For that, that's when I should be using the unused technique, like the testing one. There you go. And maybe let's not do this, but yeah, let's try doing this. We can go to the metal preview mode, so because it's more real time. About there, yeah. 0.35. What if I do negative? It goes to the opposite direction. Here, negative. Okay. So I can think about this as this, which is good. and the coordinates are this one, so I can do an absolute here to make them look normal. So let's place it over there. So this is not testing anymore. I can call this insets, not inset, booleans. Anyway, what I have to do is just add them to this vector math, and let's add this. Let's see how this looks now, but in this, there we go. So I had this cut now, like proper cut, which is good, and it's flat. That's what I wanted. So I have to mirror this in the other direction as well. So to do that, I don't know why this is not perfectly flat, but I think it's fine. Let's duplicate the whole thing. Let's bring this down, move everything up. To be honest, all I can do is I can remove these two things and it will still work the same. I'm just wasting nodes. And now let's duplicate the whole thing. Or else let's do some math previously. Let's separate them and combine them. So first let's combine them. And now separate them. So we have X and we have Y and we have Z. So if you look at this coordinates, we can do an absolute here. So you don't have any negatives, but then we can shift D and multiply this by -1. So now you'll have the, oh, is that how it is? Yeah, now I know what to do, I guess, hopefully. So I have this, except we have, this is moving the opposite direction. So what I could do is I can make this direction to point the other way. To do that, again, we can use our XYZ X mask and take a math node, change this to SGN, and there you go, SIGN, sigmoid function. What this does is it'll give us 1 here, -1 there. So if I multiply the whole thing with, as I said, like this, maybe not there, let's do it over there, or else maybe here in the vector math. Scale this by this. Why is this not working? Let's look at that. Mute it. Mute it. Any sorts of disturbances? Let's look at this one. This one multiply here. Why exactly is this not working? I might have done something wrong. Okay. Okay, I added it here, which is not good. Damn it. I should be doing here. Change this to sigmoid. And take this one. But still doesn't make any sense though. Anyway, let's continue. Multiply this by -1. Hey Shantanu Aryan. Hey the coolest wolf. I'm just troubleshooting what went wrong in my let's do I'm sure it is something. Okay, I have this. This should have been somewhere, right? Was this here? Yes. There you go. Now when I do an absolute B here, unmute this and multiply the whole thing by -1 to invert the whole thing to the range of -1 to 1, like -1 to 0. I'll get this thing in the 2 directions. So I can use the x and change this to sigmoid. Yeah. And try to multiply the whole thing, or else let's use a vector math. Scale this by this one now. Okay, now you can see that it's moving in the 2 directions. So I have to like invert this one as well. To do that, we can multiply this by -1. Now when you look at the front view, there you go, we got it. Perfectly smoothed sphere, which is good. Thank you, Simon. That's exactly what I did wrong. Now it's actually working. Yes, let's refresh it. Oh, can you guys hear the music? No, right? Oh, it's not replayed. Okay, now let's work on something else. What can I add? Obviously the masks and everything are fine. Let's see. Let's try to make more shapes and extrude, like, you know, let's make some shape over there and extrude this up. So let's make a rounded rectangle on top. Okay, maybe rounded. Should it be rounded rectangle or normal rectangle? Anyway, let's see. Let's make a rounded rectangle now. So before that, let's also make sure that this one is in a node group. Like I can say Control J. I might be using this a lot. Inverted mirrored coordinates. Inverted mirrored and inverted coordinates. Coordinates. Let me make this into a loop. Yeah. Now, not invited, inverted. God. So now we have this and this. Let's plug this here, put this down there. I think we could have simply like scaled this one by that, so I think it's fine, whatever. Let's plug it there. Let's bring this down to about there. Oh yeah, not hair, cyberpunk hair, no way. Let's try to make some different shapes and try to extrude everything. So also if I look at something, I can do some stuff over there and some patterns over there. So yeah, we can do a lot of things. So for that, let's use rounded rectangles and try to make masks. And also, what other shapes can we make? We can make some other capsules probably, and maybe bolts and nuts. Let's see. There's so many other stuff which we can add to this. So rounded rectangles are pretty simple. To do that, let's take the generated coordinates, and because I wanted to put something on top here, so I need to like eliminate the z direction. So to do that, we can multiply the whole thing with 1, 1 and 0. 1, 1 and 0 are to multiply. So now if you look at the top view, I can absolute them to mirror everything in all different directions, and then subtract some values by subtracting about there. Look at that. You might understand that, okay, we got a square, like rounded rectangle. There you go, it's proper. And also let's what can I say, let's use a maximum zeros, so all these things over there are zeros now. And we can do a length. So there you go, we made a rectangle. But when you do math and this, subtract a really low value, there you go, and maybe increase it a little more, you can see that it's rounded rectangle. So we can use another value node here and divide node to keep it to scale. I don't want the whole thing to be really rounded, so I'll keep it as low as possible, like around 0.2 or something. And as you can see, it's kinda like in the opposite direction as well. So I can use the same like mask, but now I want this mask in the other direction, so I need it in the Z direction. So now I'll have this, but I want it on top. So what I could do is I can take this down here and change this to greater than, so I'll get in the top face and then multiply this to this one. Multiply. There you go. So now I have the whole thing on top, so now I can extrude this. But in which direction should I be extruding this? If I extrude it in the Z direction, what it'll do is it'll basically just move everything up. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let's do this, and let's also use this combine XYZ node and plug this one directly to the Z. And now when I plug it to this add, did I clamp it? Yeah, let me clamp it, because it's going to get more weird or else. So when I put there you go, it's just extruding it up, which you might want to do, like, but I don't want to do it. Like if I multiply this by a really low value or something, let's go at 0.1. I mean, this looks cool. Most of the time this is sufficient, but then what I want is, like, I want it to scale along the normals. So what I want to do there is, like, instead of doing this, let's use a vector math. Let's use a scale node and scale it about the coordinates. There you go. Now it's scaling about the normals, which is good. And I got some nice little shape like this. But now I can play with this now, right? Like how thick I want it or how thin I want it. So it's up to us. Not really sure if this is actually working. But yeah, I think it's kind of looking nice, but it's too thick, obviously. And it's too small. Let us actually like increase the radius and stuff. We can increase the radius in the subtract node. So let's go to the material preview mode because it's more visible. And let's increase the X, and let's also see it's not intersecting with anything else over there. Okay, yeah, looks like it's not, so we can, okay, right about there, I think that's fine. About that, yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, perfect. Let's look at the displacement now. Okay, it's kind of nice, like it's a nice touch. Or else let's also try like doing along the normals. To get the normals, you can use the geometry, and let's keep it there. Most of the time I don't think so it'll matter, but yeah, if I do normals, it's just going to like scale about the normals. But then the normals is nothing but the unit vector, right? For this particular, because you know it's a sphere, So sphere coordinates or normals doesn't really matter. Anyway, I kind of like this. It's cute, so I'll continue with this one. Let me know, guys. How's the stream so far? If it's boring, tell me. I kind of like the music. So let's only use the object coordinates here. Really don't need to use normals anyway. Let's delete the combine XY0 and let's rearrange the whole node setup. You might ask me, how are you able to do the whole shapes? This is kind of like converting SDFs basically. I don't have to clamp it here. Or else I can do this. Perfect. Converting SDFs to functions, which you might learn if you follow this particular website. Let me just get the website. It's Inigo Quills. So there is a chapter called, like an article called 2D SDF functions. You can go through them and try to recreate them using nodes. And right now it's in the chat. Thank you, Simon. That's sweet of you. Yeah, now basically I'm just adding like on the flow. I haven't really planned on doing anything here, but yeah. So what else can we add? We can do more shapes, like we can do like another rounded rectangle here. Maybe a trapezium, depends. So let's do it. Control J. Call this panel. You can also like extrude an antenna or something. Basically I'm trying to like I got this idea after watching Gabe's submission. That's really complex and I can't do it obviously, but yeah, even I wanted to do something related to drone or something. Thank you, Gabe, for the amazing inspiration that you always give me. Yeah. What about hexagons? Should we use hexagons anywhere? Should we? I don't think so. It's not really necessary. Right? So what's the point? And let's get the whole thing a frame and put there. And because you know it's getting there is really hard, we can keep it somewhere in the center. Yeah, perfect. Let's try to do some symmetric. We can extrude some stuff here, but instead of that, let's try to add some more panels. So let's duplicate the whole thing. I can call this a front panel. Because this one is going to be a little different. I'm going to like extrude it inwards, like towards. So this might be quite interesting. Let's see. Not really sure. So I have that. Let's go to the material preview mode and let's change the location. To do that, we can simply use an add node here. Change this to 0, 0. To basically change the, there you go. Right about there looks fine. And obviously we can change it like that. Let's look how this looks in the displacement. Where does it look? Where does it stay? Okay, it kinda should be there. So yeah, right about there looks fine. Maybe about, okay, later. Yeah, perfect. I don't know if I can get only the border of this, but let Let's try. What if I do an absolute after this? Oh yes, there is. Nice. Look at that. This is nice. So this one, let's keep it the same way, but let's extrude this inwards. To do that, let me think. Because I have the divide node and absolute node here, and also the multiply node. Without any further doubts, let's invert this. Subtract. A little. That. And let's also multiply, not multiply, divide this by the same value. There we go. Now we can subtract the whole thing. So to do that, let's add a add node here. Let's scale this by the same coordinates. And let's scale it with this value. Let's add this to this one. When you look at this principal BSDF from the front view, it's extruding it outwards, but I don't want it to be outwards. I want it to be inwards. So you know the drill. Just change this to negative. And I think this is happening because it's not properly clamped. Is it? What? Wait a second. I have this. I have this. Change this to negative. Wait, I think I know what. I had to clamp it previously. Yeah, there you go. Now let's look at this one. There you go. It's a panel. Nice little detail. I'm taking it slow because I want you guys to understand how I think while doing this stuff. So basically, if you know how to generate patterns, I think everything will be fine. Nice little detail. I like this one. And let's also add some more circles here and there. I don't know, it's just I just feel like doing it. So this is the front face panel. What else can be more cyberpunkish style? Let's see. Is this better than, like, you know, the right now whatever I have, is this better than this one? Look at this. Obviously, right? Yeah, I can add some ears or like some extrusions on the other side, but yeah, I'll do that slowly. But this is the one, like the first draft, and this is the second draft. I like this one more. So if you guys have anything to ask, you can. I'll just get some water, so I'll be right back in a second. So if you have any doubts, just put it in the comment section. I'll just be back in a while, like Hey guys, I'm back. Finally, let's continue. So next up, let's try to make more patterns and see if we can add anything to give it a good touch. Let's do some extrusion down, and also let's add some extrusions here. And first of all, topology is important, so let's look at the topology using a wireframe node. So when you look at the wireframe and pixel size obviously, and if you increase the density, there you go. This is like perfect topology I have ever seen, except here, you know, that's because we're using a greater than node. But yeah, there's no stretches anywhere else. That's because we are not using any hard masks, which goes from directly 0 to 1. We always have a gradient, so which is good. So the topology is not the problem, so that's good. Next up, let's try to make something else. So I want to do something in the bottom, which a shape. Let's try to make a capsule first. Capsule is pretty simple, so I'll duplicate the whole thing on top. But yeah, obviously I'm not going to like add the same thing, except let's change this to 0 and 0 for now. Let's not move it anyway. As you can see, it's right now it's down, it's bottom. So instead of doing subtract in one direction, what you could do is you can neglect in the one direction so that you'll get the capsule. So just do this, and you can increase the value here. Like, where is that? Let's change this to 0. Value means the radius of it, right here. There you go, we got capsules now. So we can again use capsule. Hey Sam, welcome. And we can use divide and stuff. We can use absolute, like this mask, which basically like isolates the top part. So I want it bottom, or else we can play around with it anyway. So it'll still be on top. There you go. And you can use the multiply, like to basically extrude it in. So before that, what we could do is we can basically place it somewhere. So let's place it somewhere about, what about like, oh wait a second. Okay. Wow. Will this be a good thing to do? Let's try. So let's add, but add this. Obviously there will be a little bit of extrusion there. What do you guys think? Maybe let's do this in the opposite direction, right? Maybe we can use the minimum over there. We can do that later, but then let's try pushing this out. Obviously we'll get some mesh issues, but let's bring this little up, like 0.3 or something. Not here, but here. 0.8. Okay, 0.8. Not really sure if I want to do that, but yeah, I'm just saying if this looks cool or not. Anyway, I think I like it, but yeah, let's not do that. So let's remove this particular greater than and change this to less than, which is T. So now you'll only get the thing in the bottom direction. Oh wait a second, what? Yeah, here. And then the multiply. Now that's basically it. So why is this whole thing looking, why can I see this one, like this mask? No idea. Let's try. Less than 0 is giving a mask in the bottom direction, and I'm multiplying it with this, right? Okay, wait a second, I think I don't understand what's going on. That's the length. Okay, we have the length over there, and then we have subtract, and then we have absolute. So we still have this thing going on. We don't want that. How can I neglect that? See, I'm doing two different subtract nodes here. I think I should like ignore one. Okay, what about this and this and this? I think I made a mistake. Let's look at the front view. And let's look at only the material preview mode. So this is what I have. What mistake am I doing? Okay. Okay. And oh, wait a second. This is generated coordinates, right? Instead of neglecting 1 1 here and making this 0, why can't we just keep it in other direction, like front view? There you go. That's perfect, right? Like oh no, I thought this, I mean it is working out, but then it's just feels so weird. Like, now let's look at the which direction do I need to mask out. Not this direction, but about the y direction. Yeah, so let's use y mask, and when you make a less than 0, the front view is going to get masked out. So there you go, you got this one, which is good. Now when you look at the rendered view, it's right on top of the eye, so I'll get it down. So to do that, let's get back over there and let's bring this down about there, and let's look at this now. Front view. Perfect. Except we also have, okay, maybe let's get this a little bit more down. Right now it's at point, let's change it to 0.5 or something, so it'll be there. Okay, 0.53. Yeah, it's not touching, right? Yeah, perfect. And obviously this is not perfect because it's too sharp. I don't want it to be sharp, so I'll add an RGB curve right before we scale it down. And not RGB curves. Change this about there. Like now everything's gonna look, oh, it's a character. It looks like mouth. Yes, that's nice. So what else can we add? I'm running out of ideas. Let's add some more circles, like circular cuts, and let's try to make bowls and put some bowls over there. Let's do something on top of here as well, so that when you look at from the side view, it should not look just like that. But yeah, let's try that. And also we can do some stuff on the ears. Obviously it's not going to look like a proper drone, but yeah, let's try to make it look pretty cool. So the node setup is already getting pretty huge. Let's just say front. Okay, let's call it mouth, whatever. So what I want to do next is, like while texturing this, I wanted to make this like these are going to be eyes, like for the mouth. This inner part right there, I want it to be like a little bit of LED kind of stuff. So yeah, and also I want to add some realistic textures to this, like scratches and all the other stuff. I don't know where this is going. And also in the bottom I want to do something, so let's actually duplicate the whole top one right there. And also I can, like, you know, make this jiggle or wiggle, like just by, instead of using this one, I can use a value node, like a noise node, noise texture. Use the 3D one or 2D one, doesn't really matter. I think 3D is fine because we are using I mean, look at the noise. And because you know the maximum it should be going for 0.1, so I can use a map range node and range the map like from 0 to 1. Like take this one from 0 to 1 to like 0 to 0.110. And if I do this one instead and decrease the size scale, obviously to scale is fine, I guess. Let's look at the subtract node now. There you go. But let's decrease the roughness, and also decrease doesn't really matter if you decrease that. So there you go. So now when I can change this to 4D and you know use this W slider to basically like make it look like that like it's talking, but obviously it's not gonna look good. But yeah, it's just something which you can try doing it. Or else you can change this to 2D. Doesn't really work because it's stretched, is it? Whoa, wow. Okay. Yeah. We can try that, but yeah, for now let's keep it that way. I'm just showing you what all it's possible. Let's change this. We can do like this kind of animation for basically talking if you want. Anyway, let's get back. Let's duplicate this whole node setup again. Ctrl Shift D, which will be on top, which is pretty fine. Instead, should I do this? Any idea, guys? Like what I can do to make it look cool? I mean, obviously I can't do everything what you ask me because I'm not really that good at the whole things. Anyway, so let's look at this one and maybe change the rounded rectangles are actually done. So let's keep this aside. Let's try out different patterns. Maybe like let's try hexagons. Maybe try bowls. So to do that, let's use a vector math. Change this to absolute. Change this to dot product now. And 0.5. And square root of 1 by square. Wait, what is that? Square root of 3 by 2. Yeah. SQRT of 3 by 2. Let's neglect one direction obviously by multiplying 1, 1, 0. There you go. Then let's select XYZ. Let's take the. So I have the dot product, and then I have minimum. Yeah, minimum. No. Absolute, right? Maximum. Now what I have is a basic hexagonal shape. Yeah, some bolted panels. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So let's take a math node, and let's start subtracting from it. So now I got the basic shape of a bolt, I guess, right? And obviously this is going to get mirrored, that's fine. But yeah, let's try some basic hexagonal pattern, and also let's divide this. And obviously there's something else we can do. Vector math, subtract, absolute. This will basically mirror everything. So when I do this, there you go. Such a good technique. I love this technique a lot. So now basically what I could do is I can place wherever I want these bolts or nuts and basically extrude them up along the normals, which is what I want basically. And also let's use a multiply, clamp it, multiply this by some value. So when I do the extrusion basically, which is mostly the same, and let's add the whole thing to the top. This is when Node Wrangler actually helps a lot. Obviously this is going to look too much, too heavy, as it will like exactly, and it's in the opposite direction as well. Oh yeah, Wheatley from Portals 2. Oh, that's so cool. Let me get one reference image of it. Copy. And let's save this file. Image editor. There we go. Oh, this is so nice. What I like here is I like this little thing happening over there, and also these nice little stuff. As you can see, this has a deeper one which I don't really have. I want to fix it, but yeah, for now let's continue with whatever we have. And obviously the height is too much, so let's multiply with the lower value here. Like let's multiply this and unclamp it and change the height to about 0.07, which is even a lot. For look at that, it doesn't look like bolts at all, but yeah, if it's small enough I think they will. And also the radius is too big, so we can actually turn this down a bit more. Yeah, 0.2. Okay, wait a second, did you see the whole thing? Okay, maybe, which means I didn't clamp it somewhere. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm scaling the whole thing. What? Why is that happening? Anyway, let's see how that looks. Good. And obviously that's not at good locations, so we can still change them to a different location along different directions. Anyway, there you go. They look great. Now let's also try to add some more bolts and stuff here and there. Now so let's look at Wheatley once more. Let's see what else we can find. I think we can try doing these things except in the different locations. So yeah, let's try to do those things now. So I mean those bands. For that I think we can start with the object coordinates. Oh my god, look at that node tree already. Hopefully you're learning something new. I don't need this thing because it's anyway duplicated, so let's delete this one. Let's change this one to bolts. Let's place it there. Let's place it there. Perfect. Let's save it. By the way guys, if you want to like search it, you can simply press Ctrl F and you can change the frame number to eye border or eye socket. You can do that and it will go directly to over there. The shortcut is Ctrl F, and you can press eyes, or else you can also do whatever bolts, BOLTS, press, you can directly go there, which is good. So that's why I think renaming is pretty important. And I haven't made masks for anything, which I kind of regret now, but we can do it slowly though. I think that's completely fine. And yeah, how long are we going for? 1.5 hours already. I think it's still fine. I can stream for another half an hour to like 1 hour. So right now I have this and I think it's fine. So what can we do? Let's do the bands, okay? To do that, let's separate them. Separate XYZ. Let's not absolute it now for now. And let's use a ping pong node. Let's do a less value, like about. Let's take a value node. Let's do divide. Wait a second. No, let's do modulo. Fraction. Multiply. Higher value now. Yeah, that's fine. And subtract 0.5. Absolute it. Basically you got waves. This is the same thing as using a wave texture with X, except I think you should divide the value with 0.5 again, like this, so everything looks brighten up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We can change this to 5. Look at this one and that one. This is like using a sine, so we can try that one as well. Like instead of using the whole thing, instead of fraction, we can use multiply and then change this to sine. Obviously you can increase the values over here. Anyway, let's continue. Let's change this to 5. Kind of looks good. And now again I can use a subtract node just to get those bands. Now I'll want to make a mask. So this is where I think I'll be using the masks which I made previously. Let's use the same values here. I don't think so we need this value node anyway. Hey Riaz, hi, welcome. I'm just trying to make a little pattern. Let's also make one along the X direction, I mean the Y direction. Now they look something like this, which is pretty cool honestly. I can use this for many things now. I like the pattern over there. Look at that one. Yeah. So I need to mask out everything, which is a good chance now. So let's make masks for every single thing, whatever we did so far. So let's take a math node, change this to greater than, change this to 0. So we have the eye mask, which is good, and control, let's put it there, control J, F. The best, the other thing what you could do is you can simply put it inside and color them with a different color. I have blue mask, height purple, red controller. So this is a mask, right? So it's mask. I'll use the same thing. So that's a convention which I always use, which is good. So now I can get the border. So let's add another math node, change this to greater than, change this to 0, and then color it with blue mask. Yeah, and duplicate this one, connect this one. This is another mask. Let's put everything down there. Math, change this to greater than, give it the mask of purple, and then put it right there. And let's do this. Yeah, we got the top mask over there. Let's duplicate this one, Ctrl Shift D, change this to greater than 0. Now I got the other mask as well. Let's give this a purple, like blue mask. So now when I look at from top, I can obviously like guess which one is what, right? Yeah, that's the whole point. Let's change this to greater than 0 again. And let's, as you can see, I got the bottom mask. So let's give this one a different mask color. That's basically everything so far. So I can now, let's also do everywhere. It's gonna take a while. That's why tutorials are pretty fast, because I can condense it as much as possible. So what is this one? Okay, these are the bowls, and the bowls are in both directions, which I think is absolutely fine. But if you don't want that, obviously we have where is that? This mask. I can just multiply them here. There you go. So now I don't have it anymore. It's only on top. And then now I think we can start doing some other stuff. Yeah, because now I got those masks. I can now add all these masks together. You know, this, Control plus to basically add everything. And I'll get this combined mask of all these things. And maybe like let's clamp it finally. Doesn't really matter, but yeah. I can rotate the nodes, by the way, using R. And then let's take this one and let's multiply them together. Let's multiply this with this. So now I'll only have the pattern in this particular way, like I mean in this particular regions, but then I want it in the opposite way. So let's subtract from 1. So now all these patterns will lie on the places where I didn't have all these things, right? So I can use this technique and maybe mask out some more areas. But anyway, I had to do it and I did it. Okay. Okay. Let's think about it. All I want is in these location and this location. Is it? I don't know. I'm kind of confused now. We can do something else, like we can, okay, let's do something else. So let's add a vector math node. I think we already have a circle equation right there, right? There you go, this one. And we have, oh my god, I'm yawning. Is that this one? Yeah, the border one, yeah. This is the one. So let's copy the whole thing. Control Shift D. Put it up. Let's increase this radius. Like, let's remove this. Why am I not able to see that? Okay, I have this. Absolute, subtract, divide, multiply. Archie, because yes, perfect. Except the boundary is too big, so let's decrease it to a really small one. I don't know. Kinda looks weird and odd. But yeah, let's keep that in mind. As you can see, I'm not having any progress because I'm having creative block. When I look at the image, like, you know, here, I do see this kind of stuff, which I think we'll do it now. Okay, let's do this one anyway. So let's do it. Let's go to precision shading workspace, because we can multiply this by 1 and 1. Let's ignore the y-axis, I guess. Is that it? Yeah. Now let's do an absolute. Let's use a vector math. Subtract. Let's put it up there. Why exactly it's not okay? I should do in this direction, obviously. Yeah. So now I have the UV coordinates for this one. So I can still do some vector math length, I guess. Yeah. There you go. Now let's also use some math nodes. Let's change this to B, absolute. And let's do a subtract node before that, so we'll get the radius. And I kind of want, okay, there you go. I can see some stuff's happening, which is good. Okay, let's place it there, right about there. I don't know if I should be doing that there. Let's not do an absolute node, but then let's do an invert here. Okay, that kind of looks good. RGB curves, obviously, and let's clamp it. Change this to the same value by using, check this divide node instead and use a value node. Change this to there and there. Decrease the radius, obviously, and then you can do some cool little stuff to this one. Let's Control Shift D this and plug it over there, and yeah, let's add it together. When you look at the whole thing, you might not see anything happening because this is at 0 and 0 now. So when you pull it up, there you go. Ooh. That looks like snipers for some reason. Doesn't really, but yeah. Yeah, Gabe, that's the whole problem. I'm not getting enough stuff I'm not doing anything basically right now. I'm just playing around with nodes and seeing if this works or not. Look at that. Oh no, what have I done? Let's multiply this. I thought I'll make, obviously I can do a little bit of oh wait, what? Okay. I think I can basically invert everything. I should not be clamping though, if I'm doing an invert, yeah. Let's close this. I think first I'll start with nothing. Let's reset the curve. So I'll only have these little patches. So I can change this to this. Change this to this. Yeah, now comes the best part. Yeah, we can make everything to vector handles though to make it more sharp. But yeah, I think that's unnecessary. Let's decrease the radius to about 0.6 or 0.7. Anyway, I think this looks fine as well. God, hard surface modeling is hard. Anyway, this looks cool. Don't you guys think? Yeah, nice. Nice little touch. Maybe I need these two things in the bottom, like, you know, right about there. But yeah, anyway, it's fine. I can do one more. But never mind, let's not do anything more than this. And also immediately let's make masks, okay? To do that, all you have to do is just duplicate this node and change these values and change this to greater than. Let's make it 0 and let's color this with the mask. And also let's put this into a group. Control J, yeah. Look at the node tree. I'm kind of happy though. It's not that big. Yeah, the brighter side is there is no boolean cleanup, which is good. The problem with my streams is I'm really slow. Hopefully, I think it's fine. Hopefully. Let's look at these things. The music. Let me change it a bit. Yeah. What exactly is this? Where am I using this? Okay, this thing doesn't really matter. I'll see if I can use any of these shapes. Not really. This? Nope. This? Nope. This? Maybe I'll add something on top as well, but yeah, let's see. For now, this is what we have. And I don't know what to do. Let's look at the image as well, so we can grab some details from that. I really want to get into texturing as soon as possible, but this looks amazing. What about these caps? Okay, let's do something. It's kind of not a bad idea. So what I want to do now is basically, you can see these stuffs, right? Like I want to make a border just like how it had before. So let's do that. To do that, all I have to do is like take those masks. Is that this one? Not this. Not this. Not this. Not this. Probably this, yeah. These two. And obviously get some space. Bring everything down. And yeah, because these are the ones. I'll try to Ctrl+Shift+D them. And as you can see, I think I should be remembering this one single value. I don't think so I need to like, let's take a separate XYZ. I mean like, let's take a vector math. Let's do a distance. Distance, I think it's I. Yeah. Let's take the same thing and do distance with the normalized vector. Should be somewhere on point, right? Why can't I see anything? Let's do with the sub object coordinates then. There you go. We got 1 distance, which is fine. Where exactly is it sitting? I don't want to place it randomly though. Let's also normalize this. Distance. This okay, both are normalized vectors. Okay, makes sense. I don't know what to use though. Vector math. Length. Let's try these two things. Math. Okay, let's try to do with the same dot product here. Okay, the dot product is weird. Map range. Okay, let's take the map range. Okay, when I do this B, I'm getting this nice little thing, right? What if I do an add here? Can I move this up? Yeah, I'm able to move it. Yes, perfect. So now let's invert this, obviously. Subtract from a larger value and take another value and do it. Yep, and then do an RGB curve. And then obviously there's one more thing which you have to do. Oh no, not this. We can change this in a way. So basically why I'm doing this, look at that, that's exactly why I'm doing it. And also because we have this one, we need this masks, so we can multiply this later on as well. But before that, let's also decrease the strength by multiplying this with really low values. Not in this. Oh yeah, there you go. Let's use another vector math scale, but we are going to like displace it with the same not this, like this, right? And now let's scale the whole thing by this one as well. So now when you look at the heights, which we can do by adding both of them together. Oh my god. Okay. Should I clamp it? Yeah, I should be clamping it. What exactly is happening? Why did I get those little artifacts? Maybe because let's clamp it here. Let's not clamp it there. Oh, whoa, look at that. Now let's look at this one. Yeah, there you go. That looks little neat. Ooh. Except it still has these hard edges, which if you want you can keep it, but I don't think so I want to. Oh, thank you, Riaz. Thanks for coming. I'm just trying to add more details here. Such a peaceful music, I love it. God, what else can I do? What else can I do? No idea at all. Let's think. Hopefully this comes into Cyberpunk. So let's add a frame and rearrange everything real quick. If I had like a reference image which is not that complex, I think this stream would have been much faster, because all I had to do was just duplicate some stuff. Let's call this border. But which border is this? Bool borders. Yeah. Okay, now let's get back to the whole thing. I don't think so I need everything, but yeah. Oh yeah, I think I did, but it depends on if I need these things. Maybe let's not use this. What's the point? If this is not used, I don't think so. All these mess is used, so that's cool. Let's put everything inside, so and then we can basically move everything properly. I think I can't complete this today though. I'll complete it tomorrow and I'll post the render on my Twitter. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links are in the description below. And yeah, let's see. I scaled this one with that one, right? So I can bring the scale down inside here. and this kind of thing is perfect. Now let's try to do some random stuff, which is basically increasing this by 0.4, I guess. Not 0.4, that's too much, obviously. 0.2, 0.1. Wait, what? I think I found an error. Like right here. Why? Why? Can you guys observe that? Like, I mean, look at this. It doesn't have much displacement, but this one has a really strong displacement. It's kind of weird. Anyway, let's continue. Thank you, Gabe. Oh, this is like a dream come true. God, I have no idea what I can add to this one. Maybe should I texture it, you know? Like, I think it's enough of all these details. Probably I will. Anyway, that's it guys for today. It's 3 in the morning for me, 3:10 to be precise. So I should be sleeping now. So, good night. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow hopefully. And I have my exams coming up soon, so I might not stream continuously. But yeah. Thank you, Simon. I'll see you guys later tomorrow. Bye. The stream is going to end in like 3, 2, 1. Boom.